This is the Red Sox POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Boston Red Sox, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, the Red Sox return home from dropping 2 out of 3 in Chicago against the Cubs last weekend at Wrigley. They dropped 2 out of 3 to open up this week in Philadelphia against the Phillies, and they dropped the opener Friday night in frustrating fashion, losing to the LA Dodgers, who are not the world beaters that you think they are. And with that, we welcome you into our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime play-by-play announcer and storyteller, have painted the word picture in the minors and the big leagues in the World Baseball Classic, college baseball in the Senior League World Series on the ESPN networks. Proud to say that Sox skipper Alex Cora was my broadcast partner way back in 2016. 9 years ago in Bangor, Maine. Our latest episode of the Locked On Red Sox postcast brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create your account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB. You'll receive $20 off on your first purchase. On our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast, we're going to talk about Brayan Bello. 8 straight quality outings. That came to an end on Friday night. Red Sox 7-game home win streak at Fenway. That also came to an end on Friday night. And in case you haven't noticed, the Red Sox don't score first. They don't get on the board first against the opposition. That has been a mainstay so far since the All-Star break. By the way, I'm tired of talking about the All-Star break, and I'm going to tell you why in just a few moments. Audience participation from our Royal Rooters is certainly encouraged. We want to hear from our everydayers and our first-timers. Hit that comment button. If you're with us on the Locked On Red Sox YouTube channel, you can also hit me up on the X at Lennox on Baseball. Our Locked On Red Sox postcast also available on the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which is free and available wherever you get your podcasts.
This is what you'll be talking about.
You really can say the Red Sox had the Dodgers starting pitcher, BC guy, Boston College guy, Emmett Sheehan, on the ropes in the first and then again in the third. He walked Jarren Duran, the leadoff hitter, and Duran, great job, 10 pitches in his first plate appearance of the game. Duran on base, Bregman grounds out. Anthony walks, 2 on. And he's scuffling. He threw over 30 pitches in the first inning. Trevor Story strikes out. Masa Yoshida strikes out. Inning over, 2 runners left on base. And I've got to tell you, that Story strikeout, he doubled in the 9th inning. Eventually, Rob Refsnyder comes to the plate with 2 outs as a tying run. But that strikeout by Story in the first inning against the youngster Sheehan, that got him on track a little bit. Then he got out of the inning by striking out Masa Yoshida. His bat has gone quiet. And then Sheehan in the second retires the side on 1-2-3. And guess what? It's against Rafaela, Abreu, and Toro. They went down like soft bleep in rain. He retired the hitters. He threw 32 pitches, Sheehan, in the first inning. Retired the side in order, 1-2-3 in the second on 6 total pitches. Will Middlebrooks, first NESN reference, said it late in the game. You've got to get back to the approach that led you to the success that you had in winning 10 in a row. And I don't care about hearing about Washington and Colorado. I know the Red Sox have seen good pitching so far out of the All-Star break. Well, that All-Star break came at the worst time. The hitters were hitting and they're out of sorts. No, that's behind them now. You started out of the All-Star break last Friday. I give you a couple of games. And I know you faced Wheeler and Sanchez Monday, Tuesday in Philadelphia. Again, good pitching beats good hitting. We know that. We can beat that to death. But Cedar Rafaela, another perfect example, retired as a leadoff hitter, sees 2 pitches in that second inning. When he was having his recent success, he was seeing a lot of pitches during at-bats. Not every at-bat, but he was seeing pitches. He was working deep counts. In the 9th inning, Ben Kasparius, UConn guy, double by Story. Yoshida. Of all hitters, Yoshida can't pull the ball to the right side against a guy who didn't have any great command of his fastball. Yoshida hits 1 to third. Now, Edman made a nice play, but Story had to stay put. And then Rafaela, after Yoshida's ground out that Edman did make a nice play on, Rafaela says, you know what? I do have dinner plans here in a little while. First pitch swinging, lazy fly ball. A lot of lazy fly balls. Abreu, 0 for 11. Removed for a pinch hitter. In the 3rd inning, Connor Wong His first extra base hit. Not this week, not in the month of July, all season long. And yes, we're at the late stages of July. Connor Wong, a double. I thought right then and there, the Red Sox would stop play on the field, take the ball, send it to Cooperstown, and declare Monday National and Connor Wong Day in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, in the city of Boston. Wong scores on a base hit by Jarren Duran. Jarren Duran in that bat, picking up the RBI base hit, ending an 0 for 8 at the plate. And then Duran, Bregman, next batter, makes it a one-run game. Duran, as he's racing around third, as the camera picked him up, and he's racing, he read that ball perfectly off the green monster. Racing around third. And as I saw it live, and then on replay, I'm thinking, you don't trade this guy. You just don't. I'm not going to stay on that high horse for a while, but you don't. But Bregman RBI double. Duran, again, great base running. Anthony lines out to second. Story pops out. Yoshida pops out. 2 runs across. It should have been more in that third inning. And then the most predictable, and, the Red Sox pitchers until the 7th, or rather, I'm sorry, the 8th inning, it's a one-run game. But the most predictable home run of the season in the 8th inning, Freeman, a base hit. Jorge Alcala out of the bullpen. Teoscar Hernandez comes up. Boom, home run. Right center field in the triangle, 5-2 ball game. That was predictable. Not only Alcala, I'm sorry, he's pitched well, but I just said, runner on base here, they're going to get at least 1. Well, they got 2, and Hernandez hits the home run. I like him in that lineup. There's a lot of dangerous hitters in there. Bello, the bullpen. You held Ohtani in check. You ended a streak of 5 straight games with a home run. But that Teoscar Hernandez home run, that's your at-bat of the game. But again, you're now 2-5 through the first 7 out of the break. That's, this isn't the ownership. This isn't the front office. This is the players on the field. Yes, Cubs, Phillies, Red Sox, all division leaders in the National League. But you've dropped the series opener. Now you're playing from behind. Number of the night. Hey, it's going to be the 15th time this season as Crochet makes a start on Saturday where the team lost the previous game. I know I've had that one all season. That's a big number. So again, you need Crochet. Did it last Sunday as the stopper, as the ace. You need him to do it again. He faces Kershaw on Sunday. Clayton Kershaw, Hall of Famer, yes, but he's not Clayton Kershaw from last year. He's not Clayton Kershaw from 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. You should be able to get to Clayton Kershaw. Now, did they use a lot of bullpen guys? Yes, they did. Bullpen, though, I told you, hey, you can get to the bullpen. They didn't get to the bullpen on Friday night. Kasparius gave up the leadoff double, left 2 runners on base. Ref Snyder, a weak ground ball to second, ball game over. Alex Cora played his cards, went to the pinch hitters off the bench. In the 7th inning, Gonzalez for Abreu strikes out. Ref Snyder for Toro, ground out. And then Edgardo Henriquez, boy, that guy, he stay healthy. That guy's got a build. He's going to grow into himself a little bit more probably. Corral it. Fastball commanded. Hey, maybe he just throws 99 and has better fastball command than at 102. But again, you can easily come on and say, well, same old Sox. Same old Sox. This is the Red Sox. This is what everyone's used to. Get used to it some more. It keeps happening. 3 more doubles. 97 extra base hits in the last 22 games. Red Sox, Dodgers scoring first Friday night against Bello. And Bello, he limited the damage. But again, a streak of 8 straight quality starts comes to an end. 5 1/3, 3 earned runs, takes the loss. But the opposing team has now scored first in 6 of the first 7 games after the All-Star break. You're now 18-35 on the season when the opposing team scores first. Cubs did it. Phillies did it twice in 3 games. So you can say same old Sox. You've got 2 more games in the series. The number 7. I've given it before. It's a number I don't forget. 7 times this year you've won a series after dropping the opener. So come back, win tomorrow. Come back and win on Sunday with Walker Buehler on the mound. In case you missed it, nice moment. Walker Buehler given his championship ring, World Series championship ring from 2024. Clayton Kershaw was there, other former Dodger teammates. He's going to face the Dodgers on Sunday. No Mookie Betts. may be back in town on Monday or Saturday, rather. Expected to arrive back into Boston, be at the ballpark just before first pitch. They may have him in the starting lineup. Dave O'Brien mentioned it. Not having the greatest year, the former Red Sox. Right fielder. Now sort of that utility guy for the Dodgers. I hate saying it. Same old loss. Fall behind. Get to within a run. But just offensively, you just lazy fly balls. Too many of them. I think it was 5 times in the game. Red Sox went down 1, 2, 3 in 5 different innings against Sheehan and the bullpen. And there was one inning there where they struck out the side, and it was quick. It was painful. But it was less than 20 pitches. Yeah, Rafaela, Abreu, and Toro struck out 1, 2, 3 in the 4th inning on 16 pitches from Sheehan. That after, again, you had him on the ropes in the 1st inning, didn't score. Had him on the ropes, scored 2 runs in the 3rd inning, didn't get any more. And he battled. Give him credit. But from the 4th inning on until the double by Story, Yoshida had the only base hit. That was a 2-out single in the 6th inning from the 4th inning on. You had 3 base runners from the 4th inning on. Against a bullpen that is not their strength this year. We hear from you. And in case you didn't see it, I've got something from Terry Francona that I think you're going to, it's going to put a smile on your face. And right now, after a 5-2 loss for the Red Sox at Fenway on Friday night, which snapped a 7-game home win streak, we all need to smile just a little bit. Locked On Red Sox postcast. Glad you're with us. Glad you're on board on this Friday. We are presented by Game Time. Have you ever decided last minute to head to the ballpark, to head to Fenway with friends, family? Maybe it's game day. Maybe it's tomorrow. You want to see Crochet. Hey, you're going to have sellouts all weekend. You might have to get them, you might have to go to Game Time. Suddenly you realize you want to be in the stands, and that's exactly where Game Time comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you may be willing to splurge on food, drinks, or merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you to Fenway. Game Time does make that possible. Game Time makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch, and they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and the lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Locked On MLB, making it easy to browse the app for an exciting upcoming game at Fenway. 2 more games against the Dodgers, then on the road for 3, then back home for a while, so you can use Game Time to get your tickets. Tired of endless scrolling? Trying to find the best deal possible? Game Time zone deals pick the best seats in your section for you. Seat views right in the app before you buy, so you know exactly where you're going to be at Fenway. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create your account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off on your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. So this is what we're going to do right here. Take off the Fenway hat, put on my new hat. Locked On Red Sox postcast, also presented by Game Day Hue. Yeah, look at it right here. Game Day Hue makes clean, no logo gear with team-inspired colorways for every pro and college fan base. It's all about letting your colors speak for you. No giant logos, just smart, versatile style that works on game day, on the course, or anywhere in between. You're going to love rocking it on the golf course. Subtle, stylish, and you can still rep your team. The hat pairs perfectly with the usual gear. It doesn't replace your team logo stuff. It just adds to the lineup. You're going to wear yours to tailgates, tee times, and just for running errands. And you're always going to get compliments as well. My wife loves hers that we just picked up from Game Day Hue. It's the kind of hat that reps your teams without screaming. It's subtle, but still says everything. And it's not just the hats. They've also got the split shade golf gloves as well, made for the golf course or the perfect gift for a fan who has everything. Right now, you are going to receive 15% off with code MLB15 at GameDayHue.com. That's GameDayHue.com. The code even stacks on bundle deals, so now is the time to load up. Let your colors talk, because colors speak louder than words. That's GameDayHue.com, GameDayHue.com, code MLB15. So real quick before we get to your comments, keep that on. There you go, GameHue.com. Terry Francona, former Red Sox manager, future Hall of Fame manager, now managing the Cincinnati Reds. Well, the Rays were in town in Cincinnati for opening up a weekend series on Friday. Kevin Cash, Rays manager, real good friends, of course. We know that, well chronicled with Kevin Cash, Terry Francona, Tito, and all of that. So Terry Francona's in the Reds dugout pregame. Kevin Cash comes out of his manager's office at the ballpark in Cincinnati, comes into the dugout. They've got the video up on the board. And it's not highlights, but lowlights of Kevin Cash during his playing career. I don't know how many they played, but they went back and forth, and Kevin Cash finally realizes what Tito Francona was up to, his friend. And it was lowlights of Kevin Cash at the big league level striking out a handful of times. Everyone laughed at it, and I hope you can laugh at it too after a 5-2 disappointing loss for the Red Sox against the LA Dodgers, who have not been playing winning baseball of late. To your comments we go. I gave you the numbers of the night. They're not pretty. Ethan is our leadoff hitter. The Red Sox know that they need... Okay, let's go right here. The Red Sox know that they need actually to use those sticks they're holding when they go up to the plate, right? Yeah, they're going up there. I don't think they're baseball bats. I don't think they're the torpedo bats. They're basically wet newspapers right now. Sunday edition. Thank you, Ethan. Dan, we keep saying it. The bats, we need more consistent batting. Yeah, the approach, everything. You got a guy on the ropes. I mean, he was nervous in the first inning. I'm sure he had plenty of friends and family. I think born in New York for Sheehan, grew up in Connecticut, Lou Merlone said, and went to Boston College. And really developed, even during COVID, took advantage of it and became a real baseball player, became a pitcher in that time. Grew. Got stronger, all those different things. So tip of the cap to him. Dan, on to tomorrow. Yes. And on to tomorrow. Hey, you know what we like to say here sometimes, Dan? You're only as good as your next day starting pitcher. Garrett Crochet goes on Saturday against Clayton Kershaw. And Clayton Kershaw, folks, is not Clayton Kershaw of old. I'm going to tell you right now, Andrew the GOAT is up next, and he's got back-to-back. Ready? Embarrassing loss by the Red Sox. Andrew the GOAT? Agree to agree. Andrew the GOAT. Red Sox, you got to do better than that. That's a bad loss tonight at home against the Dodgers. Andrew the GOAT, please take this in the sincere form that it is. That is actually very tame for you. I compliment you because I think almost rightly I was expecting it. I was waiting for it. I was waiting right there. I was anticipating an all-out Andrew the GOAT just crush job on the Red Sox, and it would have been deserved. You were tame right there. I don't see you in the upcoming comments. Doesn't mean I'm not going to hear from you again. And we encourage it. Back to Ethan. I don't think it's our opponents being good. I think it's the Red Sox forgetting how they won 10 in a row and going back to how they played earlier in the year. I can agree with that. Ethan, Cy, turns on MLB The Show where the Red Sox franchise is 162-0. Are you playing at the same level I am, like, brand new player? Dan, wow, Sox. Less Ks than their opponent. That doesn't happen too often. Certainly didn't happen during the series against the Red Sox where they struck out 16 times, then 12 times, and then 16 times in the finale, 1-11 on Wednesday. Patrick, again, feast or famine with these guys. Score either 6+ or less than 2. Yeah, it's a good way to look at it. Thank you, Patrick. Michael, call me crazy, but I don't care what anybody says. Call me crazy, but no one cares what I said in my own household. So, Michael, I think we're on the same page there. I think the Red Sox can win the series. I'm here for it. And if they lose, then I'm still here for it. But they need to turn these losses into W's by learning. Michael, I'm not calling you crazy. We're all insane because we expect a different result, and the Red Sox go up and try to do the same thing over and over again. That's the definition of insanity. And boy, the smiles for all of us and the players and the front office and the ownership and fans, ear to ear, when they were putting up 5+ runs almost every single game. Again, it was against the Nationals and Rockies. Yeah, that was a part of it. But in these situations, you've got to cut down on your swing. You've got to have the right approach against pitchers. You've got to try to work counts. And they were saying on the broadcast on Nesson, hey, Christopher Sanchez, he could have told you that changeup was coming on Tuesday night. Okay, but don't miss the fastballs in those situations. I mean, Willie Abreu, I know I know every single guy's throwing 96, 97, 99, hitting triple digits. But geez, Will Clark is all over social media now. I listen to him. I don't like how he goes about it, but you're not going to tell Will Clark how to go. But he's right about present-day hitters. Frank Thomas is right about present-day hitters. And they can't catch up to straight fastballs. Not fast, not two-seamers that are 95, which guys now somehow, some way throw. But they're swinging through 97-mile-an-hour straight four-seam fastballs in the zone. Will Clark would have, give me the bat, I'll show you how it's done. Frank Thomas, they didn't miss those pitches all that often. Big part of why Frank Thomas is in the Hall of Fame. Michael, I'm not calling you crazy. I agree with you. So we'll call it both. We'll say we're crazy. I think Logan is checking in for Andrew the Goat here. What a joke. Disappointing. I want to call it a joke. No one's going to jump off here. We're coming back on Saturday, and you feel good with Kershaw on the mound. George, 1 for 9, runners in scoring position. Yeah, that's awful. And again, it's kind of a common theme here. You've had base runners. You just haven't been able to take advantage. Let me see if I can do some quick math in my head. Scroll up here. So George says 1 for 9, runners in scoring position. So let's now go over the first 7 games out of the All-Star break. Simple. 6 for 40 coming in, 7 for 49 through the first 7. That's bad. Again, have those meetings. Where are those meetings? Change the couches again. The one-on-one meetings, get them back on the same page. How do you hold them accountable? You need every single guy in this lineup right now. Cedar Rafaela going to second. I don't want to hear, well, say they're messing with Cedar Rafaela. They're moving in positions. So what? You want to be in the lineup? You're at second base right now. Other teams have done it. I'm not saying he's using that right now, but go up there and work counts. Cedar Rafaela, whatever analytics they have, the more pitches you see, the better success you're going to have. Those numbers are real, and you can't do it for a week and a half. It's got to be a consistent approach across the board. Aiden, offense needs to be better. Simple as that. Yeah, that's the theme here. 5 hits versus Sheehan and a bad pen. George, yeah. That's not good. Andrew the Goat. Red Sox offense is pathetic, swinging at garbage. Even when they're swinging, thank you, Andrew the Goat. More up to your reputation. Even when they're swinging in the zone, it's not a high hit percentage right now. I mean, lazy fly balls. You can't elevate the ball. Don't hit the ball on the ground. Well, the ground balls were sort of weak. Even the ref Snyder won in the 9th inning. That was a weak ground ball to second in the game with 2 on. But how many lazy fly balls? Hit the ball in the air. There's an old saying, when you hit the ball in the air and it's a lazy fly ball, you're not going to make any money up there. Got you, Andrew the Goat. TD, no trade needed Hamilton. Oh, man. Like the Terry Francona story I just shared, that made me smile as well. It did. Let's get a couple more in here. Jules, haven't heard from you. This team just isn't good enough. I don't believe that. No amount of trades will be enough. I don't believe that either. Story doubles to lead off the 9th. Didn't advance 90 feet. That is the Sox, not good enough. Jules, they are good enough. There's talent there. You added 3 pieces during the offseason. I've said this multiple times. Crochet, Chapman, Bregman. Bregman was down for 43 games. But all 3 All-Stars. By reputation with Bregman, more than the numbers, but his numbers were good prior to the injury. They are good enough. They are. I'm sorry. I said it last year, and I still believe it to this day. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing other people on social media, if they'd made it, they really missed an opportunity. I said last September when they didn't make the playoffs, and they struggled down the stretch, and they struggled after the All-Star break. They missed a golden opportunity to get some of those guys at bats. And now all of a sudden, I don't think they're stealing it from me. It's common knowledge, and I'm not the smartest guy in the room, even when I'm in a room by myself. But come on. They should have been a wild card team last year. You're not going to catch the Blue Jays in the division? That's fine. You should still be a wild card team. That should be expected. And you're inside a week until the trade deadline. And are they buyers or are they sellers? I'm so tired of hearing that narrative. I really am. Jose Alpaca to the pen. That's Jules. Sadon at second. Elsa's dad checking in with us. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't. I really don't. Michael, the Sox are not done. That's what some people want. But no, agree with you on that one. Haley, give me Big Bubich or Ryan, and let's go on a playoff run. I'd like either one of them. I think you're better off going to the Royals. And if you're going to go get Bubich, which I don't think they're going to give Chris Bubich up, the former Stanford Cardinal, and it doesn't seem like Ryan's going anywhere from the Twins, that might have to be like Crochet last offseason. Right now, the starting pitchers that are dangled, they'll probably be on the market again in the offseason. Dan, I think you're saying Goonies there. Goonies never say die. Royal Rooters never say die, to complete that sentence from Dan. George, thanks, Steve. No, George, thank you. And thank you to the Royal Rooters as well. Hey, you know the drill. Tip our cap to you. As always, appreciate you being on board with us on this Friday night, talking about a loss. Hopefully the Sox can even up the series and then have Buehler for the finale against his former team on Sunday, and you want to see him just absolutely stick it to the Dodgers after Crochet does it on Saturday against Kershaw, right? That's how you draw it up. So, as always, we do tip our cap to you, the Royal Rooters. Appreciate you being on board with us. Appreciate all the support with the Locked On Red Sox postcast. Tip of the cap as well to Game Day U and Game Time as well. Locked On Red Sox postcast, number one place to hang out immediately after every game. We're going to be on within minutes of the final out. Game 2 of the series Saturday night at Fenway between the Dodgers and the Red Sox. Again, we're going to be on with our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast within minutes of the final out Saturday night. Don't forget to tell your friends all about us. Locked On Sports, your team, your Red Sox. We're going to frustrate you on a daily basis every day.